マキシマムドライブ
Hello guys and welcome to the 30th episode of Henshin Time. Today on this special episode we're going to be taking a look at something exceptionally special. Today we're taking a look at the complete selection modification Kabuto Zecter from Kamen Rider Kabuto. And before we get started, let's take a look at this very interesting box. So here in the front we have the image of Kamen Rider Kabuto, what it says it is, and it of course made by Bandai. On all sides of the box you'll see this little design piece here, and on the sides it'll say complete selection modification Kabuto Zecter. And on the bottom and top it's just the same thing, but this is all black, it doesn't say that. And the not so important back of the box with warning information. Yeah, that's it this time. So as you can probably tell, the design of this box is fairly different because this is something really special. Let me just show you what I mean. So if we take the top off here, this is what it looks like when it takes the top off. You see Kabuto's midsection here, and you see the Zecter right there. Alright, enough looking at the box, let's look at the damn toy already. So what do you get with this set? Well, obviously you get the complete selection Kabuto Zecter. Here it is from the side. Here it is from the front with the horn design at the top. You can see it's yellow underneath. On the back we have the on-off switch. And on the right side we have the 1, 2, 3 buttons, this time painted in. On the bottom we have the battery compartment here. This horn moves, obviously to do some of the functions, and when you press it here, it opens up like that. And that's where the LEDs show up here. Unlike the DX version, this horn is made of metal or die cast, so it's a lot more solid. You could probably also tell with the lack of screws up here, as the DX version has a ton of screws in the horn part. And comparatively in size, this Zecter is 1:1 scale with the show. It's slightly bigger than the DX version as well. The biggest difference, however, between this and the DX version is, of course, the belt. The track is pretty much the same, just a little more detailed with shinier paint, especially on the buttons. And the belt loops are the same, again, just shinier. The belt itself, though, is probably the most impressive piece. As you can see, it's unlike the DX ones, and if we look at the back here, it uses a standard clip. So not only is this belt bigger than regular DX belts, so it'll fit around most people, it has a standard clip, so if it doesn't fit, getting an extender for this is super easy. There even is quite a bit that you can adjust. Of course, me being a big guy, this doesn't matter much, but hey, I like the option. The back of the track is what you would expect, just some detail and black plastic. These loops are not removable unless you unscrew them, and of course to get them back in you have to re-screw them in, so I don't recommend it unless you want to use your own custom loops. Now for the other main reason people want this complete selection belt, working clock-up pads. This set actually comes with 2 clock-up pads, but only one has electronics. The one with electronics is the one here with the smaller band. If I open the band up here, you'll see that there's a little spot here and you can put pressure on it. That's how you activate the button. So as you can see, I got a little tab in there, but I'm going to explain something real quick. Be careful not to take this out. If you take these ends out to try and get the tab out, you literally have to unscrew this piece to get them back in. There's little creases where the band can get stuck, and it's nearly impossible to get through. I spent a good chunk of time trying to get it through, and then I realized, you know what, I should probably just unscrew this. Anyways, let's take the band out. And the very last piece we have is the back protector, which basically blocks out the clip that holds the belt together. Alright, let's put all this stuff on and get it together. Alright, here's the belt with all the pieces on it. The right clock-up pad, the one with the electronics in it. The back protector pad. The non-electronic clock-up pad on the left. And of course the track. Alright, let's get to doing some sounds. Let's start with some sounds on the Kabuto Zecter. So to start, let's turn it on from the back here. So that's the turn-on sound. As you saw the LEDs there. Alright, let's press the buttons at the top, see what happens. So those are the sounds that play when it's not plugged in, when you press the buttons. They all do the same sounds. Now what happens if we move this while it's not in? It says mistake and does the double memory removing sound, even though it was in Kabuto first. Anyways, let's do the other sounds of it being on the belt. Alright, time for the first main sound. Everybody's favorite? Henshin. There we go, we have the Henshin. Now if you press the buttons in Henshin form, they do those sounds, no matter how many times you press them. Alright, let's do a cast off. Now, if we press these buttons, they should do something else. 1, 2, 3 and a laser sound. If you keep pressing those, it does a laser sound. Alright, let's move it back. Alright, now time for the final attack. And there you have it, Rider Kick. Now one more sound with it put on like this. Actually, speaking of, there we have put on. And we have a sound for taking it out. If you press the two buttons here and then pull off, there you have it. Now let's try putting this out of sequence on the belt. To give you another view, let's press the buttons again. So there you go. Let's try putting this in on cast off mode, see what happens. Alright, let's push the buttons. Basically does the same thing, but there's actually an extra sound when you have it in this mode. Just watch this. If you notice there, it didn't say put on after it did the deactivation sound. So if you put this out of sequence, you'll get another sound. That's friggin' awesome. Alright, let's move on to the sounds everybody's been waiting for, the clock up sounds. Alright, let's do it. Let's clock up.
Clock up. Clock over.
So it eventually goes on its own, but you can also do it by yourself. So if you press it,
Clock up.
and then press it again,
Clock over.
it does it on its own like that. Now I've heard that people are upset because this isn't the full show accurate clock up sound, but honestly, really, it's as close as we've gotten so far, and considering that the original DX ones were just pieces of plastic, I think everybody should just stop their bitching. So what do I think of the complete selection modification Kamen Rider Kabuto Zecter belts combination, whatever? This is really, really cool. Complete selection modifications are really awesome. They're usually 1/1 scale. They usually add a lot to previously made belts. What's really great about this is Kabuto Zecters are expensive. The cheapest one, and the only one I had before this, was Zabi, which I paid $40 for, and it only has about 3 functions. The DX Kabuto Zecter goes for way more than this. I think I paid about $160 in the pre-order price, and then after shipping and handling fees, it came to about $200. So for the price that I paid for this, I could have gotten the far lesser DX version, and I would have gotten a lot less. That's on a good day. The DX Kabuto belt and Zecter goes for way more than that usually. If you haven't got this and you haven't got anything Kabuto related and you like Kabuto, pick this up. This is the ultimate in Kamen Rider Kabuto cosplay toys. Now, of course, it is expensive because it is, you know, made for adults. This is a collectible. This is not a toy. The upgrades from the DX version are more than well worth the money, though. Get better paint. This bar is now metal, which is sweet. You've got shiny plastic all around this, and the clock up pad actually works. The one downside is a couple things haven't been fixed. If you've seen other reviews such as Zeromaster, you may have realized that the horn doesn't always stay in place when it's in its normal form. So let me just show you. If I take this off and shake it, you can actually see that it's moving on its own. That's not good. I wish Bandai had the forethought to lock this. I don't know how well you can see on my camera there, but you might notice that there's a little bit of a white line there. That's from this metal piece moving back and forth. I wish there was a little bit of buffer, but hey, that can easily be fixed. Regardless of its little flaws, I still think that this is worth it if you're a fan of Kamen Rider, especially if you're a fan of Kabuto. Now, personally, my favorite rider is Gatak, but what's actually really great about this is if I ever just want to get the Zecter, it will work in this track. So if you have the DX Kabuto Zecter, it will work in this track and vice versa. That's freaking awesome. I'm glad that Bandai had the forethought for that. Basically, what I'm trying to say is pick this up. Definitely recommended. Even if you're not a big fan of Kabuto, this is really cool and really awesome to have. I can't recommend this enough. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching this edition of Henshin Time, and thank you very much for helping me get to 30 episodes. That's awesome. If you could please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Zeromaster Reviews, like me on Facebook at Zeromaster fan page, and follow me on Twitter at Zeromaster, I would greatly appreciate it. Also check out RiverCityGamers.com for more great content, not just for myself, but for many other great content reviewers. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you on the next Henshin Time.